you stole my name, I was getting ready to say Chris Jackson.
Do you see some Steve Nash in there, too?
No.
No, not Nash, because Nash was pass first. You know, he was definitely pass first his whole career.
Everyone's in their seats here at the Oracle Arena as the Golden State Warriors look to grab a win in front of the home crowd here. Last game for the Warriors, the loss to Sacramento.
Yeah, plagued by foul trouble throughout in that game. I think it just forced them into some rotations that they weren't comfortable with.
Yeah, and you know, the frustrating part, guys, is that's something that can be avoided. You know, you can correct that, but you've got to move your feet and keep your hands to yourself. You've got to show some discipline.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Favors is out there with Hayward. Then it's Smith. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Dellavedova in at the 1 spot.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors roster fit together hand in glove. They were led by the Splash Brothers, but the front court and the bench really complemented the rest of the team perfectly because all of the players for the Warriors were extremely versatile and highly skilled.
For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to the Trailblazers in Portland.
And one of the factors, Kevin, that really hurt them in that game, the lack of success at the foul line. We all know how much those free throw woes can cost you.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanged off the rim. I mean, that's an easy way to get the home crowd in your grill.
Here's Dellavedova. Drummond, a screen. 5 on the clock. Dellavedova dishes to Drummond. Pulls up from the corner. Warriors with the rebound. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Yeah, exactly. An interconference matchup here. Not a lot of familiarity, but I wouldn't say they caught them off guard. There's a reason one team was in the playoffs and the other team was watching.
Now here's Drummond after the miss from Klay Thompson. And Drummond kicks to Favors. Back to Drummond. It's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Six to shoot. Dellavedova kicks to Hayward. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. The Warriors have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Outside Curry. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
Here's Dellavedova, guarded by Curry. Puts the move on, and Drummond throws it down.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
The Warriors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Screen by Bogut. Curry passes to Bogut. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
The one-hand slam is so sweet when it's his hand doing the slam.
Oh, yeah, he is so smooth, even on a power finish like that.
And really, that's what makes him unique, that combination of power and polish.
Thompson against Smith. The feed to Favors. Now here's Drummond. Defense is right there. 5 to shoot. Dellavedova dishes to Drummond. Hayward kicks to Favors. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And what a first year it was for Steve Kerr and the Warriors. It was the best debut as a new coach ever. 67 wins. He also established a franchise win total in his first year.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Steve Kerr had a few moments to share with me. He told me it's a fun challenge trying to slow down a team that's so cagey and opportunistic offensively. He said, of course we've done our scouting, but this is the first time we've seen them firsthand this season. So it'll be interesting to see if we can take them out of their sets and slow them down at that end. Guys, they'll have to be solid defensively. Back to you.
Thanks, Doris. So keeping the opposing shooters in check, guys, they're making that a very high priority right now.
I think that's smart. I mean, you have to identify what your opponent's strengths are, and he's done it correctly.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, if you let their shooters get even a tad comfortable, you're playing with major fire there.
Here's Dellavedova after the made shot from Andre Iguodala. Again, the miss by the Pistons. And our old partner, Steve Kerr, also got a chance to coach the West All-Stars, and Greg, his record-setting debut season with the Golden State Warriors. Clark, he really hit a lot of big milestones early.
Well, none of us are surprised at his success. No. I mean, Steve will be the first to tell you it was because he was surrounded by excellent assistants. I mean, that's one of the underrated aspects of being a good coach is you've got to have a good staff, and Steve has that.
Excellent point. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot two. You know, Clark, the thing you like about Derek Favors is he keeps adding to his game every year. You forget how young he is, too.
That's exactly right. We need a reminder. This guy came into the league very early, right after a year of college. Seems like he's been around forever.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Andrew Bogut. Now here's Iguodala. Thompson for three. Rebound by Smith. Here's Dellavedova. Smith the pass to Drummond. Pistons passing it around. Favors can't get it to go.
And for Favors and his youth, he has made big strides. And in a few years' time could be one of the more dominant bigs in our league.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Stolen by Thompson. One-on-one fast break. And Green slams it in.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden. And guys, with Favors, his development, you know, you forget. Sometimes it takes big men a little longer to figure it out. I mean, he's certainly been putting it together here the last few seasons.
Drummond a screen. Smith against Iguodala. Smith drives in, and the shot is good. Smith's got his first 2 points. And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
Well, we know prior to last season, the Pistons handed the car keys over to Stan Van Gundy. He had some early hiccups, but overall,
oh my God.
I think they're headed in the right direction. He's a proven winning coach in the NBA.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry. He was all alone on that one. And that's now 8 points for Klay Thompson.
So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Yeah, the great field goal percentage to start exactly what they were hoping for.
Here is Tolliver. And the basket by Blake. Well, with Coach Stan Van Gundy, it was a very successful first year in Detroit. He's a guy who's going to build around defense. That's been his MO.
And Van Gundy has always been a defensive first type guy, Kevin. I mean, the last 30 years, he's has probably the best defensive efficiency for a career as a coach. And his teams always play with great emphasis on that side of the ball.
Here is Livingston. 14 points from him the last game against Sacramento.
And also his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved. And you know what, just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. Now here's Barnes. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And it's Verajao penetrating. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Pistons trail by 7.
Oh, wow.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. With this pause in the action, let's show you the teams that have scored the most points in the league last season. The Warriors, number 1.
Yeah, number 1 in the league in terms of points per game a season ago. They play as a team, just really unselfish in terms of their brand of basketball. Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Three-pointer, Dellavedova. Draymond Green with the rebound. Green's got his 5th rebound in this one.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
And the trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well, Greg.
Dellavedova from outside. That drops.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Warriors leading by 9. Livingston dishes to Green. 1:27 left in the first. The pass to Thompson. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Drummond. Fast break Detroit. Here's Smith. That one wide left. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Livingston kicks to Barnes. And that one's good. And the Warriors lead by 11.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early. This touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Here's Livingston, and the wide open shot from Green. And it's good, assisting on the play with Livingston. That's 12 points for Draymond Green. On its way from Hayward for 2. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Here's Livingston. Detroit with the rebound. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Hayward can't hit. Warriors leading by 12. Here is Livingston. Green, the screen. Thompson from long range.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through one. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Warriors.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And Detroit looking at who they've got. Johnson is out there with Steve Blake. And there's Anthony Tolliver. And it's Marcus Morris. And it's Baines in at the 5, roaming the paint. Tolliver laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Tolliver's got his first bucket of the night. Warriors leading by 9.
And really, last season was one of improvement for the Pistons. They were able to shoot the ball better and better as the season wore on. Overall, they cut out the little mistakes that had bothered them back in 14.
Morris passes to Johnson. He dishes it to Tolliver. Blake for 3. Another 3 for Detroit.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
Curry dishes to Bogut. Back to Curry. Bogut sends a screen for Curry. Can't capitalize on the good pick.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Took him no time at all on that one. Morris has got 5 now.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. And let's take a look at Andrew Bogut. A very nice season for him last year. He put up about 6 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he gives them a nice rotation on the front court. He is a quality reserve.
Well, you know, he's not as developed skill-wise as some guys, but you can't teach size. So he's a valuable backup for this team in that regard.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Golden State. Here's Baines. Johnson outside. Blake for 3. Rebound Bogut. Warriors leading by 5. Here's Curry. Good. Curry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
The Warriors have gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. There's the screen. Back to Bogut. Right side Curry. Rebound Detroit. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be game 4 of this 6-game road trip. Tolliver for 3. Can't get it to go. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. Out to the wing. And rush kicks to Iguodala. Offline with his 3. Pistons trail by 5. Morris into the lane. Johnson, the pass to Tolliver. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Blake, guarded by Curry. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Tolliver. Good defense by Iguodala.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
And he gets it to go. And the Warriors lead by 7. Detroit's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Morris dishes to Tolliver. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever. That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that. The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
And a wide open look for Iguodala. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Iguodala's got his second bucket of the game to go. And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season with 67 wins. That number, Clark, tying for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, and as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact. Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
And here is Blake. He has 7. Down low, Iguodala with the steal. Oh, and here comes Iguodala all alone. And he gets it to go. And now it's an 11-point Warrior lead.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really, a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Blake kicks to Tolliver. Here's Baines, and it's sent back by Bogut. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
Well, as we take a look at the rankings, let's see where Detroit ended up last season. 3rd in second chance points, 4th in rebound, and they were top 10 in fewest team turnovers. This team has a number of players that take care of the ball and value every possession.
And just go revisit those numbers in terms of second chance points. That was elite, and they weren't shy about sticking their nose in there and going after the ball.
The Warriors shooting their first free throws of the night.
You know, the Warriors took some flack when they passed on the chance to trade for Kevin Love, but I really think that the rise of Draymond Green as their stretch four-man made the decision even better and also kept their cap situation far more flexible.
Drummond with a screen on Curry. Smith the pass to Drummond. And that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, oh boy, to be young again. My, oh my. Got me thinking back to my days.
Oh, yeah, right. It does make you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Well, speak for yourself, because I could never throw it down like that, but I will say it sure looks fun, doesn't it?
And Draymond Green won't give you the superstar numbers of a Kevin Love, but he's got a deceptive impact, Clark, at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I call him a value-utility guy because he does a little bit of everything that brings value to your quest to win. His shooting has steadily gotten better, and while he's not an all-star yet, the sum of his total contributions on the floor, impressive.
It's Thompson off the drive. It balls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Three-pointer, Dellavedova. Draymond Green with the rebound. Green's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Iguodala right side. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Dellavedova dishes to Hayward. And Favors kicks to Dellavedova. Pass to Hayward. Drummond a screen. Just 5 on the clock. There's the dish to Favors. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here. Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping. Yeah, but I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, career development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. But I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
You know, for Drummond last season, his numbers were relatively the same. The expectations placed on him were so hard for him to live up to. Maybe now those will be tempered a bit and he'll play better.
Curry passes to Varejao. Picked by Varejao. Thompson up top. 32 points for him last game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
That's a 2 from Dellavedova. Barnes grabs the miss.
And another thought on Drummond, a lot more was expected of him last year, and he saw more attention. Even though his numbers were close to the same, I really felt his impact on the floor was not. It's first triple of the second quarter, 3rd of the game.
Hayward dishes to Dellavedova. Pass to Favors. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
You know, as I watched Derek Favors last season, he continued to develop his offense. He was a big, unpolished athlete coming into the league. Had some conditioning problems, but now it seems like he's on track to be a force as a power forward.
Talking about Derek Favors, his points per game average went up last season, as it is done in each of his 6 seasons in the league. He's an ascending player.
He is, you know, definitely refined his moves down on the blocks, and he's also become much improved at passing out of the double team, averaging a career high in assists last season as well. The arrow is certainly pointing up for Mr. Favors.
And Curry, here we go. Green kicks to Curry. The shot misses. And it's Detroit the other way. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Favors passes to Drummond. The jumper, and Detroit again with the bucket.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
Warriors leading by 9. And Thompson kicks to Green. Outside Curry. The 3 from Barnes. They grab their own miss. Thompson. And the rejection by Smith.
I'd like to see him use a little clock here.
I agree with you. Milk the clock with this possession. That's what they've got to be doing.
Dishes to Green. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Verija.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Here's Drummond. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
And the first half is now in the books. Warriors lead by 7. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Berg, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, what has been
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports half. The first half went well, really well for Draymond Green. He had 16 points, 11. And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. A fantastic game from Draymond Green in this one.
He's just been terrific. This is what they needed from him.
And a double-double in just one half of basketball? You can't ask for anything more as a coach, teammate, or fan.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Warriors. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson at the guard spots. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Iguodala in at the small forward. They get the rebound, and Green gets it to go.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
And when you look at Draymond Green, he's not a guy who will wow you with his numbers or his athleticism, Clark. He brings a lot of intangibles, though, and I remember talking early in his career with Tom Izzo up at Michigan State saying those exact things, that he gives you so much more than just what you see.
And his current coach and our former partner, Steve Kerr, raves about it. He's the heart and soul of the Warriors, in Steve's words.
And that one's good. 6 points for Gordon Hayward.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And Curry, here we go. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
You know, you talk about Green's enthusiasm for the game. He's constantly talking, whether defensively or even in an opponent's ear. He's a vocal presence. And also another example of how a guy can make an impact without necessarily having it show up in the stat sheet.
Smith dishes to Hayward. Again, the miss by Hayward. Warriors leading by 7. Thompson passes to Green. Kicks to Curry. Good on the baseline, Jay. Curry's got 8.
And also, don't discount his leadership. Draymond Green's been a vocal leader his entire career. Even as a rookie, he wasn't afraid to challenge his teammates. And that competitive spirit, guys, can be contagious.
Here's Curry. And there are the Warriors now with another bucket.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
And Drummond throws it down.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Pistons trail by 9. Smith kicks to Dellavedova. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got 3 assists now in this one.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Now a timeout call
They don't
by
trust
Golden
me.
State.
Biatch.
Well, last season the Pistons
on the
didn't reach
game.
the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009. So it's been a rough stretch here.
Oh,
you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Feeds to Favors. To the paint. It's deflected. It's stolen by Green. Thompson dishes to Livingston. No good. And the Pistons now going the other way.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
The drive by Smith. Shot clock at 5. For 3, Hayward. It's rebounded by Golden State. Bogut's got his 5th rebound in this one. Green with the ball. Favors picks him up. To the paint. Here's Iguodala. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And for the Pistons, they seem...
You know, on the surface, it might seem questionable to attempt a dunk like that when you're behind, but I think he's just trying to give them a spark.
Yeah, what a dunk it was.
And he's got that awe factor. Even look at us. We're all sitting here just waiting for when he goes airborne.
Oh, that was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Kia.
And that's his go-to move right there in the low post.
Pass to Hayward. Drummond, a screen, stolen by Thompson. And here we go, Thompson heading to the hoop. Green kicks to Thompson. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Thompson's got 19 points. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Warriors.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Dellavedova, Warriors with the rebound.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Gets the front of the rim and out.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there.
No.
Thompson with the bucket.
You can really see that his confidence is at a high level here in this half. He didn't have a 3 in the first.
Drummond, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Well, for one, he hasn't let him down. I mean, but a few other guys need to pick up the pace if they're going to be good.
Here is Livingston. 6 points for him. That is good. That's now 26 points for Klay Thompson.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end. Guys, he's shot a very good percentage today, and they've needed it.
Livingston passes to Green. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And it's not often that one of your enforcers is also one of your best three-point shooters, but such is the case with J.R. Smith. Everywhere he's gone, he's played both roles, sometimes to the team's benefit, but others to its detriment.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Bogut. And it's Rush in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Drummond missing.
No.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Livingston dishes to Thompson. That drops and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Thompson's got 14 points here in the second half. Greg, on the topic of Smith, you never know what his personality is going to bring to the game, or Clark, even the moment.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Moment to moment, it's an adventure. When the good JR is rolling, he's knocking down threes, playing solid D, creating havoc for the opponent. Bad JR is taking and missing wild shots, going to sleep on defense, and causing problems for his own team.
Yeah. Livingston, that's good. Livingston's got 8.
And the big lead becomes bigger. They are playing with purpose here tonight, guys.
And they're doing it at both ends of the floor. I mean, that's what you like to see. They've been controlling the action from both ends of the court.
And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark fourth back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
There's the screen. Blake, that's for 2. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper. 9 points in the game so far.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Livingston kicks to Green.
Oh, shit.
The three-pointer off the mark.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills,
damn it.
he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
Well, folks, tonight a great rebounding game we're watching in progress. And now, you know, with that in mind, let's take a look at the all-time record for rebounds in a single game. How about Wilt Chamberlain with 55 rebounds back on November 24th, 1960?
And guys, that's one of those records that always seemed to me impossible to break. I mean, in the modern era, nobody's even sniffed that 55 rebound mark. I mean, heck, a lot of teams don't get 55 rebounds in a game, and Wilt's owned it since 1960.
And the shot is good.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, so he got to play against second stringers, and we got to see flashes of his dominant traits again. What a happy ending for him.
Johnson, the pass to Baines. Here's Blake, guarded by Kerr. Blake dishes to Baines. The timely screen gave him a step, but he took it all the way.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And I know he was pleased with his foul shooting last year. How about 87% from the line?
You know, he really did excel at the stripe. I mean, they couldn't have asked for too much more from him when it came to knocking down free throws.
Pistons trail by 18. Johnson with it. Picked up by Thompson. And Baines kicks to Johnson. The shot is off. Good D by Thompson. Golden State's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. He feeds it to Barnes. Left side Curry.
No.
Trying to find Thompson. He gets it to him. And he gets it to go.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Guys, you gotta love the versatility of Klay Thompson. He provides so much at that two-guard position.
Well, he can defend 3 positions, Kevin. And offensively, he does everything you want done from the two-guard spot. He can play with or without the ball.
Here's Rush. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson.
Fuck, I ain't getting
Rush has got his second bucket of the night.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason
What
they're in front.
the
All
fuck?
that early offense.
You are
I mean,
by
they've
yourself,
had a chance to
fool.
push it. They've pushed it.
And Thompson's certainly in the conversation for the best two-way shooting guard in basketball. There's really not much he doesn't do well. His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the
78
game.
points is pretty fucking good. Just saying, but.
The feed now to Rush. 4 seconds left. And he gets it to go.
You gotta be
Rush has
shitting
got
me.
4 this quarter. Here is Tolliver. Can't connect. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. So it's the Pistons now. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. We've got Hayward. Favors is out there with Andre Drummond. Then it's Smith, and it's Dellavedova in at the point. Drummond with it. Guarded now by Andrew Bogut. Dellavedova, the pass to Favors. 4 on the shot clock. Fires for three, and that's good. Matthew Dellavedova for three. Dellavedova's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Pistons. Here's Curry with the three. Rebound by Smith.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
And he had one in the first as well. He can be dangerous. Keep an eye on him.
The pass to Livingston. Back to Curry. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. Livingston's got his 8th assist here tonight. Pistons trail by 20. No one near Smith as he lets it go. Smith missing again.
Boy, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
And that one's good. Barnes.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Drummond sets the screen for Smith. Three-pointer. And it's Smith again missing.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, he can't dial it in from deep this half at all.
Iguodala kicks to Curry. Sinks the three-pointer. Curry's got 9 points now in just the second half.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
Dellavedova is really good at finding his teammates.
Warriors leading by 23. Curry kicks to Bogut. Here is Livingston. He dishes it to Iguodala. Rebound, Detroit. Hayward's got his 3rd rebound tonight. To the middle. Deflects the pass. And stolen by Barnes. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. And some changes here for the Warriors. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Bogut. Looney comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Barbosa in for Curry. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And here's Iguodala outside. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. Livingston's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Left side favors. The Warriors pull it in.
Physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. That plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, not to mention what it says on the scoreboard. They're really pushing them around. Straight bully ball.
Hayward kicks to Dellavedova. Favors with the screen. Dellavedova dishes to Favors.
He gets nutted on.
And hammers it home.
He power surged that one down.
Wow. Yeah, good term to use. One of the game's top dunkers for sure.
Folks, that's not a petty, not a Manny. That's a facial. Here's Looney.
And that one comes up a bit short. The Pistons have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Pass to Dellavedova.
The NBA has done a terrific job of increasing its presence around the globe. I mean, what was once a national sport has become a global sport in a relatively short time. I think that'll continue to be the case as a larger international presence moves forward.
And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot before second violation. Ian Clark's checked in for the Warriors. Iguodala, the pass to Varejau. And it's sent back by Drummond. They get it back. Great open look there.
Fucker.
Detroit's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
Almost. How about the glide in and then also to reverse it?
The NBA, it's undeniable, becoming a global game. It's reflected in the players. 1/4 of the league. That's amazing. 1/4 of the league. Now international play.
It's unreal. I mean, that number is going to continue to grow, I think, over the years. Last season, they had a game in Mexico, and events like that really help expand the popularity of the NBA.
Barbosa for 3. kept alive.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
Hayward kicks to Drummond. Power down with both hands.
No way to mess that one up, Kevin. I mean, he powered it down with both hands.
Not this guy. He is a superb finisher.
And when he gets near the hoop, guys, he is a tour de force.
The Pistons have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. And it's Smith missing.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. Tough day so far.
That's good.
That feed by Iguodala, a really good example of his passing ability.
And, well, Detroit shooting 49% on the game. They'll take that. And Derek Favors with the slam.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
And stolen by Drummond. It's deflected. Here's Clark, and it's sent back by Drummond. And they're able to recover. Here we go, one-on-one. The dish to Dellavedova. They'll get another chance. And Drummond kicks to Dellavedova for three. Smith. Here's Favors, and the powerful one-handed slam.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes.
Guys, that's the only way he knows how to do it. Soft, I don't even think is in his vocabulary.
Gotta be demoralizing. They desperately needed a stop, and instead they give up a triple on an open look.
Passes to Dellavedova. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 6th assist on the night. Here's Iguodala.
Well, it seems like this is something we've said quite a bit the last few years, but now we really feel like we're in a golden age for point guards. So many point guards on so many teams are the leaders and best players on their teams. You can name a dozen all-star level point guards in the league right now.
Here's Clark. And another three for Golden State.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
To illustrate just how the point guard position is right now, Greg, in the NBA, just take a look at the point guards who did not make the All-Star team a season ago. Wow.
You know, in both conferences, it's almost as if we're in the midst of a point guard renaissance for the NBA. I mean, MVP Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, CP3 out west, John Wall, Kyrie Irving in the East. Boy, I could go on and on with the great players at that position. Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
I need
1:56 left in the fourth quarter. The Warriors shooting a superb 63% from the field. Iguodala, the pass to Looney. Here's Clark, and the rejection by Favors. They get it back. Barbosa for three, and Derek Favors pulls it down. Favors has got his 5th rebound in this one. Smith for three, and it's good. Smith's got 6 here in this quarter.
Right now, the defense needs to do a better job of closing out on this guy. He's heating up from outside.
Clark dishes to Bergeron.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for him, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Thompson. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel. And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Clark kicks to Iguodala. No good again that time. Smith against Iguodala. Dellavedova from outside. The shot misses. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawless.
Kevin, I'm here with
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan player, Klay Thompson. We watched a marvelous third quarter from... And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny...
2K Sports pregame show.
So bad.
From suburban Detroit, we proud to bring you the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills. And for the Heat right now, they're focused on getting off to a good start on this road trip. Looking at their performance last year, they're about where you'd expect them to be, guys. They'd like to take that next step in a positive direction here, Steve, with a win.
And I think for Miami, they've just lacked that one extra piece that could put them over the top this season. They haven't been able to kind of set themselves apart.
You know, you're right. They're not that far from being true contenders, but it doesn't look like this is the season for them to do so.
So here's Miami's starting group. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade. Winslow is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Haslam in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Levine. After the made shot from Goran Dragic, and Favors kicks to Levine. Favors with the screen. Levine dishes to Caldwell Pope. Clock at 6. Here's Chandler, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
You know, there was a time when some thought Tyson Chandler would be a draft bust. But, you know, it took some time before he found his niche and has been one of the best bigs in the NBA for the span of his career. You know, that shows you also when you draft guys out of high school, they're going to need a couple more years to really define who they are as players.
Now here's Dragic. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against New York.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
And that one's good by Favors.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
To the middle. And Bosh gets it to go on the assist by Dragic. Bosh has got his first basket of the night.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
And the pass to Chandler. Here's Favors. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. It's going to be on Udonis Haslem. Fans had a hard time finding their way to the stadium last season for the Pistons at the bottom in several home attendance categories last year.
Yeah, that's right in Auburn Hills.
I know.
I mean, they used to go a lot when they were winning championships. But to be fair to those fans, it was hard at times to watch the Pistons play. I mean, they could get cold and really struggle on their home floor.
Now here's Wade. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against New York.
And also 4 blocks. I mean, just an important factor on both ends.
Caldwell Pope from out on the wing. He knocks it down. Caldwell Pope's got his first bucket in this one.
And for the Pistons, a lot of their woes here at home were due to defense. I mean, their 18-23 home record comes from allowing too many good looks for their opponents.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. A quick shot there, and it's off target. The Pistons have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game.
Shit.
And the Pistons, how about starting out 2-13 at home? I mean, they did turn it around afterwards, going 16-10 to finish out the season. At least they seem to be headed in the right direction.
Dragic, the pass to Winslow, uses both hands to slam it down.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Levine kicks to Caldwell Pope. Pass to Levine. Bosh against Favors. 3-pointer, Hayward. The shot misses. And it's Miami the other way. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
And you don't have to go too deep into the box score to figure out why they lost that one. They just had an inability on that day to make shots.
You know, sometimes we talk about a defense getting into the heads of the opposing players, Greg, but that night they got up in their own head. Just got in their own way and couldn't get out of it.
Now Dragic, after Gordon Hayward's three-pointer, they didn't go. Dragic kicks to Haslem. And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, he's got to watch himself now. I mean, that's 2 fouls already, and he can't afford another.
And the Pistons making a change here. Dellavedova's checked in from 12 feet out. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 6 points for Goran Dragic.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Favors attacking. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Now here's Wade. Not a lot of room. Bosch the screen. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. Now here's Winslow. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Favors dishes to Hayward. Here's LaVine. Misses the wing J.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Outside Favors. A shot by Hayward, wide open from outside off the mark.
This touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going. He's got a nice soft touch with that floater and used it beautifully right there.
Pistons trail by 3. They can use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game. The Miami Heat came up short last season in hopes of getting back to the playoffs. Clark, their road record didn't help them much.
Yeah, 17-24. I don't think you can be that far under 500 on the road and hope to play in the postseason.
And how about for the Heat having the best road record of any team that didn't make the postseason in the East? But as you said, struggling on the road will sink a team battling for a playoff spot.
Luol Deng is checked in for the Heat. Rudrick comes in for Goran Dragic. Heat have gone 7 of 12 from the field here in the first quarter.
You know, one final note, guys, on the Heat and their road losses. They ended up going only 2-8 in their last 10 road games of the year. That was a big part of how they fell out of the 8th playoff seed.
Detroit with the ball after the miss by Luol Deng. Caldwell Pope passes to LaVine. The Pistons rebound. Caldwell Pope kicks to LaVine. And Caldwell Pope now atop the key. Stolen by Wade. Outside Deng. Now Udrih. His last outing, he had 8 points. Chandler with the block. Hayward dishes to Favors. And he gets it to go. Favors got 7 points in the game.
They're getting on the roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Detroit.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up tempo so far.
Now Hayward, after Justice Winslow missing on that last 3-pointer. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump fake.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Chandler. Stats on him, he's averaging 9 points a game. Chandler is screen. Levine passes to Chandler. Inside. Here's Favors. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Miami trailing. Here's Wade. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Bosch, the screen. Off the pick. Good on the jump shot. Udrich has got his first 2 points of the night.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that. Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
Now a timeout called by Miami. A different look for Miami. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Vincent. And it's Johnson in for Dwayne Wade. And Udrich kicks to Bosch. Right side, Green. Chandler with the rebound.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And for Gerald Green, another productive year last season coming off the bench. Though it was a smaller role, a small step back from the season before when he started over half the games for the Suns.
Well, there was a log jam in Phoenix at the wing position last season. He certainly matured, though, as he never complained about not starting, just went out and did his job.
And so here is Miami. Derek Favors unable to get his shot to go.
High-quality shot, just a little off there with the release.
And, Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Here's Udrich. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Fires the three. And there's Green on the assist by Udrich. Green's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
And Hayward with the block. But they get it back. And the basket by Johnson. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
Starting five.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught them off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
The Heat leading by 4. Udrich dishes to Green. Johnson outside. Bosch, the screen. All sorts of time. That's good. Udrich has got his third basket of the night.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing. He's lost it in this quarter, no doubt about it. Nothing seems to be going for him.
The Heat shooting their first free throws of the game.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved.
Pistons trail by 8. Hayward kicks to Favors. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
Well, there's also style just with the fact that he's able to have that kind of a finish, though. Still, I like that pretty one-handed flush.
Wow.
The offense coming free and easy. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on it.
Shut the fuck up.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player.
What the fuck is that?
Player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
I just think that from an intensity standpoint, their defense has really been the key. It's been the catalyst as they've been able to disrupt their opponent's offense.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been much more intense defensively. And their defense not only has been intense, but it's been swarming and saran wrap-like.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. On the court for the Pistons, we've got J.R. Smith, Anthony Tolliver out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova, and it's Rudez with the 5 roaming the paint. Just a bit of an up and down year for the Pistons last season. Had some long winning streaks and some long losing streaks for first-year head coach Stan Van Gundy.
Kevin, some would say it was addition by subtraction because they really went on that big run after they released Josh Smith. 7 straight wins for them at one point, and they also did have some giant lows.
A different look for Miami. Winslow comes in for Gerald Green, and Dwayne Wade subbed in for Tyler Johnson. Smith the pass to Morris. 6 to shoot. Now the feed to Tolliver.
And with the pause here, how about the stats for Dwayne Wade? He's putting up about 16 points a game, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. So much of what this team does revolves around his offense.
Well, his mindset allows him to stack those points up. He wants to carry the load, and clearly he does.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. The Heat leading by 6. Dragic dishes to Winslow. And Haslam kicks to Dang. And again, Miami with the triple.
And, you know, those giant lulls were a big part of the Pistons' season. I mean, their biggest losing streak was 13 straight losses, and a lot of that you attribute to their defense.
It's like they forgot that anybody else is on the floor. They're just going at each other right now.
I know it's a team game, but every now and then, guys detour into the one-on-one action that we've got on our hands right now.
Here's Dang following the 3 by Detroit. Back to Wade. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And the Pistons also went into a slump after they traded for Reggie Jackson. 1-9 after the trade deadline. That they would end the season on a better note, but truly they were streaky last season. And Dwayne Wade, as we know, one of the best in the business at blocking shots from that off-guard position. Hard to think of a guard who has had as many swats as Dwayne Wade in the past couple decades. One of the best ever.
And they get it back. Miami no good on that time either. Pistons trailed by 8. That's a 2 from Dellavedova. And it's Haslam with the rebound.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Dragic the pass to Winslow. Haslam dishes to Dragic. Miami no good on that time either. You're talking about Wade on the blocks. Last season he climbed up to 6th all-time in blocks caught by an NBA guard.
Amazing. Actually has the most blocks of any player who is his height or shorter in NBA history. Even with his explosiveness waning, his timing and savvy allow him to still be effective blocking shots.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Rudez drills the three-pointer. Rudez has got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Pistons.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Dang gets a wide open look, and they come right back with their own three-pointer. The Pistons trail it. Here is Tolliver. He dishes it to Rudez. It's stolen by Haslam. Wade against Morris. A look from Dang. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. That's a two from Dellavedova. Can't get it to go. The Heat go the other way with it. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. That will conclude their brief two-game road trip.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Now, here is Smith. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Detroit, no good that time either. The Heat leading by 10. And it's Wade penetrating. And too long on the shot.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Morris kicks to Rudez. Feeds it to Smith. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Smith's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three.
And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. And Miami also making a switch. Chris Bosh is checked in for Luol Deng. Bosh, the screen. Dragic, the pass away. Floats one, and the rejection by Favors. Haslam against Hayward. Here's the three, and another three to Detroit.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Now here's Dragic. He has 6. Levine with the rebound. Levine's got 4 rebounds in this game.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Fuck.
The Heat leading by 4. And it's Dragic off the drive. Wade with no one around. And that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 6 assists here tonight. Levine kicks to Favors. Hayward from outside. And that is good. Hayward's got 9 points.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
And guys, now that they're rolling from out there, the defense has to really get up into them. You got to almost be in their jerseys to try to deny those looks.
Here's Caldwell Pope. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. And the rejection by Favors. And so the ball's out of bounds. Favors touched it last. A different look for Miami. Green, he's checked in for Winslow. Tyler Johnson comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Udrich in for Goran Dragic. Johnson draws the double. So it's Detroit now. Pistons trail by 3.
And the Miami Heat have finished in the top 2 spots or better in each of the years the big 3 were in town. Last season that changed as they would end up
fucking whore.
10th in that Eastern Conference.
Here's Green. Drops in the layup for 2. Green's got 7.
Come on, Tech. Motherfucker.
The Pistons have gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Favors against Bosh. Favors dishes to Caldwell Pope. To the paint. And the dunk by Chandler.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Here's Haslam after the basket by Detroit. And Green gets it to go. And for the Heat, once the bullies of the Eastern Conference, they had a lot of trouble keeping up with other Eastern Conference teams.
Kevin, they finished 25 and 27 against the rest of the conference. played under 500 against the East at home, which really negated their chances for the playoffs.
That's good, and the Heat lead is cut back down to 3 points with the bucket from Levine.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Here's Levine, following the basket by Chris Bosh. Favors attacking. Takes the three. And shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
And offensively, they've gotten stuck on the perimeter, falling in love with the jumper.
And maybe shying away from contact a bit too, Greg. I mean, their free throw attempts are also down from the first quarter. Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
Favors against Bosh. Favors passes to Chandler. Out to Hayward. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Let's take a second to see the teams that have been the toughest inside this season so far. The Heat in second.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Now here's Johnson. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Green. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two.
And guys, Gerald Green looked to be out of the NBA at one point in his career, but since coming back from Russia, he has completely reinvented himself as a player.
And for Gerald Green and him reinventing himself, really was just known as a dunker before heading overseas.
You know, Kevin, he came back with a better shot and a better understanding of how to win as a player. Strange to think that there was a time that he couldn't find a way onto an NBA roster.
Now Udrih, following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Miami with the ball. On the wing, Johnson. Right side, Green. Shot clock at 6. This one for 3. That's good. And it's Udrih with the assist that time. Udrih has got 4 assists now tonight. Passes it to Dellavedova. Anthony kicks to Tolliver. Detroit, no good that time either. Now Udrih. Pass to Bosh. The 11-footer. And another basket for Miami.
And that's sort of been the story here today, hasn't it?
Dellavedova. Got it! Got it! What a shot!
3 points.
And so we conclude the first half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be looking back at the game's first half. Miami did not hesitate to set the pace. They were able to stretch out their lead to 8. All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report, as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
Well, some really terrific numbers for Green. 13 points, and from downtown, he's buried 3 three-pointers.
Well, when he squared himself up and gotten good looks, he's knocked them down.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. Dragic is joined in the backcourt for Wade. Chris Bosh is out there with Haslem. And it's Winslow in at the 3, the small forward.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The first one falls. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
Up high and down hard with the one-hander.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
Bosh, no one around him. From the top of the key, he buries it. Bosh has got 11.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
Here's Tolliver, and it's Dragic with the rebound.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Tolliver, no luck.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
There's the dish to Dellavedova. Finish off the break. Dellavedova's got his second basket of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Bosh dishes to Dragic, looking to end his cold spell, and a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Dragic has got 8 points.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
What?
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Kicks it to Dellavedova. He feeds it to Tolliver. A 3-ball. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Caldwell Pope's got his third bucket of the night. The Heat leading by 6. Stolen away. Fast break. Here we go. Tolliver the pass to Caldwell Pope. And stolen by Dragic. Here's Wade. There's Winslow. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. And the Heat lead by 8.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
Tolliver for 3. And Winslow
Holy shit, bro.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Outside Bosh. And again, Miami with the triple.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing. And one thing we know about Justice Winslow, he is great on the big stage. He was amazing in the tournament for Duke a season ago. Got better and better as he helped his school capture the national championship.
Luol Deng is checked in for Udonis Haslem. Dishes to Hayward. Detroit, no good that time either.
Wow.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Dragic with a wide open look. And another basket for Miami.
The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball, resulting in high-quality shots.
Game, man. Shit pisses me off so bad.
Wade kicks to Winslow. The pass to Bosh. The feed now to Deng. Here's Winslow. Offline with his 3. Pistons trail by 13. Smith for 3. The basket good off the assist from Hayward. Hayward's got 5 assists in the game.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Dragic kicks to Bosch. Here's the screen. Dragic left side. And the rejection by Favors. Levine dishes to Favors. Here's Levine. He's guarded by Dragic. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about. Well, they've been shooting their free throws with confidence and knocking them down. That's giving them an edge, no question about it.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Gerald Green, he's checked in for Winslow. Tyler Johnson comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Udrih in for Goran Dragic. Here's Udrih. Miami no good on that time either. And for Levine in his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, Levine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
Smith kicks to Levine. Outside Favors. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Favors has got 13.
And that's his go-to move right there in the low post.
Bosch, the screen. Udrih, the pass to Bosch. Feeds it to Udrih. Beyond the arc. And that one's good. 9 points in the game so far.
He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And Chandler throws it down.
Up high and down hard with the one-hand.
Got a little extra force with that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
Bosch can't hit.
And mark that one down right there. It's going to be a long time until we see him miss another one like that.
For 3, Hayward. Udrih grabs the ball.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
And stolen by Favors. Pass to Levine. Ring shot on the way. That's good. Levine's got 4 this quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Pistons?
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
You know, adding on to that, you look at their block totals tonight, and you see how feisty they've been on the defensive end this game.
Johnson in the corner for 3, and that one's good. Johnson's got 5 points so far.
You know, he's going to continue to
fucker.
bury those if that's how they're going to D him up.
And Zach LaVine gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
And Udrih kicks to Bosch. And another basket for Miami.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Favors attacking. Nice D from Dang. Detroit had a hard time making shots consistently last season. Clark, not a good shooting team from the floor. And, of course, that's in this league, it's going to kill you.
Yeah, it really will. I mean, at one point last year, Kevin, 3 of their 5 starters were in the bottom 10 in terms of players' field goal percentage. Hard to win any game that way.
So for the Pistons, their last game a loss to the Bucks in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them when you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't challenge the shooters. They didn't defend the shooters like they should have. And once the fans got into it, started ramping up and cranking up. It was over.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
The Heat making a switch here. Haslam's checked in. Favors attacking. Hayward on the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Will it go? And he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Haslam a screen. Green inside the three-point line. Offensive rebound.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Really left alone that team. Hayward's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Pistons. Miami's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. Green left side. On the wing, Johnson. The Heat rebound.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. You're lucky he couldn't punish him.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth.
This is fucking
Heat out front, leading by 8. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Pistons trail by 8. We've got Marcus Morris. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then it's Anthony, and it's Tolliver in at the power forward. That's the 5 and the 4 for the Pistons. Goes back up. Here's Anthony. Miami grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. There's Winslow. Goes back up. Dang with the bucket. Tang's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Heat.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double. Digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Rudez checked in for Joel Anthony. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. Dellavedova kicks to Rudez. And it's Miami with the rebound. Bosh has got 8 rebounds in this game. Here's Dragic. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. And the Heat lead by 10.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
To the middle. It's tipped. It's stolen by Dragic. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Shots good by Bosh. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Miami?
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, well, also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long. And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year. And he's looking to really stretch this lead out, even with the cushion they have, still letting it fly from long range.
Here's Caldwell-Pope. Wade is covering from downtown.
Oh,
shot by Caldwell-Pope. No good.
Not only is their lead big, but their advantage on the boards is huge, too.
They've been the aggressors, plain and simple, outworking them, fighting for every loose ball.
He feeds it to Rudez, and he gets the bucket.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
To the wing on the left. Now here's Winslow. Double team on Bosh. Here's Dragic. That's tipped, and he's able to get it back. And the basket good. Dragic has got 11 in the second half.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too. Of all the guys guys you want to leave open out on the perimeter. He is the absolute last guy on the list. Attention to detail. Know your personnel. Yeah, the Pistons ended last season with a record of 32-50. They played decently enough against the rest of the East and had 23 of their 32 wins against the Eastern Conference.
Steve Blake's checked in for Detroit.
Coming out of the floor for your Pistons, Steve Blake.
On defense, Detroit down by 12. Passes it to Dragic. And the call will be against Steve Blake. That's his first foul.
And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The D-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end. And really, he played mistake-free basketball up to that point. That's the only time he's turned it over so far.
Here's Caldwell Pope. Wade is covering. Deep two from Tolliver. The shot is off.
Oh my
and the Heat
fucking God, bro. Damn it.
The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burton for an update.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He told the team he wanted the offense to run through
asshole.
Coach emphasized getting him as many touches as possible, saying he is going to be one of the guys to carry us the rest of the way. Gentlemen, some late-game adjustments that could prove crucial in the game's closing moments. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks again, Doris. And for the international rules of goaltending, players are allowed to touch the ball after it hits the iron, even if it is over the cylinder.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to adapt that rule, but I think it wouldn't be a big deal to adapt it because there aren't a lot of times that play happens in the game. I think it would be a small percentage of those plays over the course of the season.
Here's Dragic, and that one goes long. Pistons trail by 14. Here's Rudez. He kicks to Morris. Tolliver for three, and he gets it to go.
Man, that's sure got to be a load off his mind after not hitting a single three-pointer in that first half.
Dragic kicks to Haslam, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. And the Heat lead by 13.
Almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
And the Heat get another bucket right there.
You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Wow,
that is
bro.
just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Retarded.
Miami leading by 15. Blake with the steal. And that one's good. Here's Dragic. Haslam a screen. Dragic dishes to Haslam. Wade outside, and the call will be against Steve Blake. That'll be his second foul of the game. Outside Dragic. It's Bosch with the drive. It's blocked. Here's Caldwell Pope. Shoots from the corner. It's rebounded by Bosch. Bosch has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. Bosch sets the pick for Winslow. He dishes it to Bosch. Here's Wade. It's hauled in by Tolliver. Tolliver's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Caldwell Pope.
Come on, Dick.
Bosch has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Wade outside. Rebounded by the Pistons. Here's Caldwell Pope. Blake passes to Tolliver. It's stolen by Dragic. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. Here's Winslow. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
That's his second.
That's good from Winslow. Anthony's checked in for Detroit. Matthew Dellavedova comes in for Steve Blake. That one is no good.
And Marcus Morris is nicknamed Mook. He has a twin brother, older by 7 minutes, named Markeith. Both brothers played at Kansas, drafted 13th and 14th in the same year, eventually played for the same pro team. That is joined at the hip.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Anthony. Just 5 to shoot, and that one's good. Here's Bosch. And here's Dragic. Wade outside. Outside Bosch. Winslow wide open. He fires. His three-pointers off the mark. And looking at the Morris brothers' careers through last season, the one area they haven't been joined at the hip in is in performance. Markeith has shown steady improvement over his first 4 years. Marcus Morris has had a very up and down start to his career.
And you know, Kevin, Marcus has talent. He has versatility. He just hasn't found his role. It's time for him to step out of his brother's shadow and really establish who he is as a player.
Dellavedova dishes to Anthony. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
For the Pistons, Derek Favors checked in for Tolliver. Hayward comes in for Marcus Morris. And Smith subbed in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Smith against Dragic. Left side Bosch. Rebounded by Anthony.
Boy, did they need that rebound. I mean, they have struggled on the boards overall, but still with a chance to win.
Exactly, because they've made enough plays to keep it close. And as a result, they're still in it.
And stolen by Hayward. And there's another one for the Pistons.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
Winslow with it. Outside Dragic. Pass to Winslow. Clock at 6. Again, the miss by the Heat. Pistons trail by 8. Here's Hayward, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Make it 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right, Kevin?
Yeah, that's right. You got it. And he was also safe with that dunk.
No reason not to be.
And guys, as he should be. Remove all doubt on that attack.
Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
And you know what? His mind's playing tricks on him right now because he's not going to live that one down easily.
55 seconds left to play in the final quarter. It's tipped, stolen by Bosch. The dish to Winslow. And Hayward with the block.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
And the officials call over the back.
God damn it.
Yeah, a bit over-eager right there. Left his feet too early.
Yeah, and if you're already boxed out like he was, just back up. Because if you don't, you're going to get called for the over-the-back foul every time.
Wade, good.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so. Whoa, that'll wake you up. My goodness.
Is he an athlete or what?
No doubt about it. It's almost as if he lives in the air, and dunks like that have become quite commonplace.
And so they foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here, so now it's an 8-point game.
Not sure there's anything they can do to salvage this one.
Not anymore. I mean, any chance they had got away from them, slipped right out of their hand.
Favors with the wide open look. The basket good off the assist from Hayward.
Probably wasn't the shot they were looking for, but they'll take the bucket.
And an intentional foul right there. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. It's stolen by Dang. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You know, give them credit for still battling here down the stretch, but I think it's too little too late.
Simply delaying the inevitable here, Greg. I mean, at this point, even if they miss the free throws, there's not enough time left.
And so he makes both from the line.
That ought to do it. I think any chance for a miracle comeback just went out the window with those freebies.
And so Miami takes this one by a big margin.
Guys, I'm here with Thorne Drop.
The 2K Sports postgame show.